I find it interesting to respond to, does the gospel give people permission to do whatever they want because they have the carte blanche of God loving them and Jesus dying for them, independent of their actions that are moral or immoral, good or bad. That salvation is God saying to humanity, Jesus died for you, period. Jesus brings everyone to the proverbial table of God's presence, period. Jesus makes a way where there was no way for all, period. So no matter what you do or don't do, whether you honor the Sabbath or you don't honor the Sabbath, whether you're circumcised or you're not circumcised, whether you're monogamous or polyamorous, Jesus died for you. Jesus is God's final answer to the question, what will happen to humanity? And his answer is salvation is available. No asking how you got here. Soon as you get to the door of Jesus, the door is open. The answer is yes. The way is made. The road is paved. And so I struggle when people turn that around and say, you're giving people permission, therefore, to live any which way because you did not put any conditions on that, because you did not say, yeah, we don't actually want you to keep being polyamorous or polygamous. We don't want you to keep being someone who cheats or steals or kills. We don't want you. So it's like, because we're not asking those questions first, like, hey, you want to become a Christian? Do you fill in the blank about this moral requirement, moral obligation, moral test? And if they say the wrong answer, then we should reject them from becoming believers. And the reason why I struggle is because although it is true that a sociopath or a narcissist, will take advantage of this open invitation to use it for their wickedness, or to use it as a cloak, like no one can judge me, um Jesus died for me too, or grace is not about works, right? They'll use it as a cloak. It should not be confused that the appeal is to those who are looking for a way out of sin, a way out of darkness, right? You are not asking, hey, Jesus, are you the answer, if you are not grappling with living right? You're not asking, hey, Father, help me to break this sin habit, if you do not care about sinning less. The people who care about doing right are the people for whom this provision has been made. So those people are in no wise looking for an excuse to keep sinning. They are looking for a way out of sin. Those are the people that the gospel is targeting. We're saying to them, here is the way. You do not even need to know all the things that you need to fix in your life. Just come home, because the creator of your life will continue to be with you in the person of the Holy Spirit throughout the rest of your life, from the moment you put your trust in Jesus until the day you leave this earth or Jesus returns. that Spirit of God will teach you all things pertaining to life and godliness. So today, you may accept the forgiveness of sins, you may accept the salvation of God, and not know that you are supposed to be generous. But guaranteed tomorrow, by tomorrow, I'm using it figuratively, next week, next year, whatever, the Holy Spirit will download to you that this is the way, walk in it. It's a way of an open palm, generosity, giving, that there is a love component to this faith that gives. There is a love component to this faith that takes care of the body, of this temple. And that love component will now kick in at the time that the Holy Spirit appoints and say to you, hey, you are eating too much sugar. You are taking in too many calories. Your cholesterol is high. You need to take better care of this temple. You need to exercise. And so there is no corner of right living that is outside of the Spirit's concern for you and for your neighbor. And that God, the Lord Himself, living in you through the Holy Spirit, will lead you in the path of righteousness for His name's sake. So this faith system believes that God now lives in you, the one who wrote the Ten Commandments, the one who flung order into existence, who created reality and the rules that govern it, is now with you, in you, to live a life that is consistent with truth and aligned with the light. So it does bother me, but this video is not about it bothering me. It's about articulating why it's a nonsensical position or preposition that the unbookended grace of God is somehow a license to living anyhow. Because those who come into the grace of God are coming into it because they want to live right, not live anyhow. And so telling them that it doesn't matter whether their hands are ceremonially washed or not is telling them at the same time that there is something else that God is focusing on. And they're leaning in and saying, what is that, Yahweh? What is that, God? What are you focusing on? And He's saying, it's what comes out of your mouth that defiles a man. So it's like now they're learning about not cussing or not using their words to berate, to abuse, to denigrate. They're learning about the words that come out of their mouth. They're not worshiping God with the same mouth and then cursing their neighbor with the same mouth. They're learning about the sanctity of life, the sanctity of the life that God has given them. And these things the law cannot condemn because the law agrees with them. The law agrees with using your words to bless and not to curse. And so you're not going to need the law. The law is going to affirm that you are walking in a way that is consistent with it. You don't need the law because the Lord of the law is living in you. Saying one doesn't need something does not mean saying that the thing is irrelevant. That is to say that we no longer, we're now lawless people, right? We're not talking about lawfulness being irrelevant. We're talking about us being guided by the giver of the law. And sometimes there's a confusion about that. And so what I'm saying today is I would like to put to bed the question even that are we saying sin is okay? We're saying, come, your lifestyle is wrong, but stop coming and saying, well, does God accept my lifestyle choices? Come if you need salvation, is if you're looking for salvation, if you're looking for God, come. The Lord has made a way through Jesus for you to ask God over time, how should I live? How should I organize my life? How should I choose? How should I be? And you and God are wrestling with reality. You're in direct connection to God. And your need bends to God in salvation. It will bend to him in every area of morality. And that's his confidence. He is confident in himself in you. He is confident that when you finally get to him, and the way was blocked before, but it's open now through Jesus Christ, when you get to him, because he's been reaching out, he's been inviting, he's been saying, come home. When you get to him, he's confident that him in you is enough. With all of us as your family, your community, your faith, it's enough to get all of us together to the finished line called salvation. We are saved and are being saved and will be saved. Right? God is fully aware of that dynamic and the paradox that it entails. And so he is not putting any bounds on you such that you are fixated on this thing as a this must be morally fixed before. No, he is God and he has said it such that now whatever that thing that you're fixating it on is not a blocker. Come first. We will deal with it together because it is important for him that you not only live as he would desire, but that you want to, right? You want, so he has to work in you both to will and to do of his good pleasure. Because if you're doing it and you have no concept of its rightness and its alignment and its sweetness before God, you are under a dictator. God is not some fascist. God is truly light. In him is no darkness at all. And he's not just bringing you into acting like the light, he's bringing you in to be light too. So, as a child of light, you are now light, and your actions will now begin to be transformed in accordance, in keeping with the light. So he says in Romans 12, do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, right? That you may prove, you demonstrate, affirm what is that good, acceptable, and perfect will of God. Again, it makes no sense to liken removing the blocker of your behavior to all behavior is good. God doesn't care. They are not the same thing. And it is at this point willful ignorance to say that when God is saying your behavior doesn't matter, he is saying that behavior doesn't matter. You know that God cares. He's saying your behavior doesn't matter so that you won't put it as a blocker between you and drawing near to him. He is not saying behavior doesn't matter. Otherwise, why would he wants to improve you, bring you in alignment with his character, his nature, his values, right? So please, everyone out there who is looking for Yahweh, looking for holiness, looking for a relationship with God. You feel the God-shaped hole in your heart. And you're saying to us, those people who are calling you home, yeah, but would God accept my tattoos? Or would God accept my piercings? Or would God accept my this or that? Like we are saying to you, it doesn't matter. Because we know that on the other side, you will see and understand as God sees, and you will make your decision then as a free person. God is calling us to freedom. Okay? All right then. Let's go and win. Love you.